Hey Hooper, it's Deanne Love here. I know that you've been loving the really short little TikTok and Instagram type things to do with the hoop, but there's always so much more. So I'm going to break down the 4 ways that you can pick up your hoop if you drop it on the floor, when you drop it, because if we're not dropping our hoop, we're not playing enough, we're not getting risky and out there. Now, these 4 ways do have modifications, but I'm also going to just help you with a few little safety tips and just fun ways to pick up your hoop and play in continuous flow. Because yes, when we do drop, sometimes it feels like we break that flow. So let's keep on keeping on. Okay, the first way that you can pick up your hoop, either you're coming to your practice or your hoop just fell on the floor. I called it the rollback, but there's many different ways that you can do it. So usually for me, I like to use the ball of my foot, but some people like to use their heel. So play around with it. If you don't have shoes on, it can be some next level reflexology, which is not always comfortable. So play around with it. What you don't want to do is you're not trying to step down on your hoop. I got some comments on TikTok, I think, that said, that you're bending your hoop. No. So what you want to do is find enough pressure between your foot and the floor, but you're rolling the hoop back. So you're not pressing down on it, you're drawing it towards you. This can be a bit of an inner thigh workout, but you can also do that with the hoop in front of you, roll back using either the ball of your foot or your heel. You can do it at the side, so you can push forward if that is easier for you, because drawing back is sometimes, it's just a different group of muscles that are switching on and firing up. So you can roll forward on the side and it comes up to your booty and then you're inside the hoop, or you can be inside the circle again and again roll forward at the front. So you're rolling down probably towards the earth and then you can catch your hoop and away you go. All right, the second one was the trash can. I don't know if that's the real name for it, but now if you are not wearing shoes, you can actually bring your foot that's going to be underneath towards the circle, and then you can use the heel of your other foot to drag the hoop up and onto the front of your ankle. Sometimes with shoes it's a little bit tricky because you can't articulate all the bits and pieces. You don't have as much sensory contact. Sometimes it will work, other times it's a little tricky. So you may have to bend down and drag the hoop. Now, if you are performing and you drop your hoop, you can do this. You can still dance and move. Maybe you draw one or both hands down your leg towards your hoop up again. So you can make it as playful or in line with whatever kind of energy you're putting into your performance. So what we're going to do is drag the hoop towards the front of our ankle on one side, and then the other foot is going to come beside it, so parallel, and push down towards the earth. Now you don't want to push down so hard that you ever hurt the top of your foot. You have lots of very important bones, many actually, in your foot, so you're not trying to do any damage. You're doing this very gently. It's generally a lightweight hoop, so you drag it and you push down, and then you can take your foot out, you could take it through, you could work any way you like. Okay, the same or similar position happens when we're doing the kick up or the step through. I feel like some people called this the circus start or the circus kick up. Looks like this. Pop through. Now, when I first started, or when I first learned this, I was really scared that I was going to hit myself in the face. So here are some tips to not have that happen. What you're going to do is make sure that the hoop is at the front crease of your ankle. I like to point my toe up to the diagonal. So if you're in a room, it's like where the ceiling meets the wall. If you're not, it's kind of like, it's 40 it's there. It's not straight up and it's not straight out. It's somewhere in the middle. The other thing that I always make sure of in all hooping movements is to keep my posture nice and tall. A lot of this action is going to come from balancing on your back leg and also drawing your knee up. If you just kick forward with a straight leg, you're probably going to kick the hoop out or do some other kind of move. But what you want to do is draw the hoop up and over your head. Now, it helps to have your arms out because you're going to catch the hoop over your head and then between your legs. I'll show you. So remember, toe up, knee bends, arms out, and I slightly duck my head. So it's like I'm bringing my knee towards my chest as I kick up, and then I step forward. And what's going to happen is the hoop is in between my legs. I've caught it gently on the back of my neck with my arms outstretched. Now, sometimes that doesn't always work in the beginning. So what you might like to do is just practice a little kicking it up to catch on your hands, and then ever so gently, little by little, knee comes towards your chest and you duck down, step in, and here you are. Now from here, I generally like to bring my arms in, and then the inner part of my thighs, not like that, is going to hold tension. So if they're too far apart, it will just drop to the floor like that. So as I kick up, from here, you can actually go, if you bring one arm out and you can use a little bit of tension on the other arm, you could go into a wedgie and then any other variations that you know, or you could simply kick up and on, and then when you let go, you can bring your heel to your booty, crotch strap, and away you go. There's a whole bunch of other variations that I'm sure you are going to create. The flick behind. This is a favorite. Now, it's a really good one if you are practicing ankle hooping, or if you're practicing knee hooping and you get tired of picking it up, or if your hoop drops from on body and you still have a little bit of connection and momentum. So somehow it's kind of fizzing out around your ankles. What you can do is do a little kick back. Requires a bit of balance. So let's take a look. So my hoop energy, maybe I'm doing some knee hooping practice. The hoop falls down. The direction of your hoop. So for me, my hoop is spinning around to the left, so I'm going to step out with my left. And then I want to keep my right foot quite close. Now, all of the balance and the weight is on my left side. I need to really plant that foot down. Otherwise, I'm going to like topple over, and then I'll have to do one of the other kick-ups, which is fine. But, so the hoop falls down, I'm spinning to my left, I'm going to step out and balance with my left, and my right leg is going to stay really close. If I don't keep my right leg close, if I kind of keep it out here, I have less chance of being able to keep the hoop connected to me. So sometimes I do this little tick-tock where I take the hoop forwards and backwards, but on the backwards motion, I'm going to use the hook of my toes to bring the hoop up slightly, but I'm going to bend down slightly, and somewhere in the middle, we meet. And grab the hoop, and then you can go back into play. So you can do this quite fast as well. So there's no mucking around, just straight in. Doesn't have to be slow-mo. All right, so there you have 4 ways that you can pick up your hoop when it drops on the floor, when it drops on the earth, when it drops on the ground, when it flies away from you. Always, of course, we're going to be dancing and grooving in our own style over to it. And because I know so many hoopers read the comments on these videos, if you have other ways that you like to pick up the hoop when it drops, please let us know in the comments down below, because we're like one big community, sharing ideas, sharing the hoop juice. And let me know which one you love, which one you use the most, or the one that you find the most challenging. Big hoop love from me to you. Mwah.